What do we have here? This is a really cool knife. This is the Kizer Hawk. It's from Carlos. Let me see if I can say his name right. Elstner. And he also did the Assassin. I love the Assassin. The Titanium Assassin is literally one of my favorite Kizers. This Hawk has some of the best action that I've handled from Kizer. It is so, I'm not sure the right word. It's like precise and tight, and the tolerances feel so good. And when it closes, the detent is just perfect. It's got a great sound. Listen to this thing. Now, this particular one is a unit that you can see at the Iowa Knife Museum, and they let me hold it to review. Iowa Knife Museum! And this is the DLC, the polished DLC blade, and I think it's DLC handle too, if I remember right. All titanium, M390 blade, steel, micro milling. Look at that micro milling. And then the speed holes. Now, the first thing I noticed about this Kizer Hawk was the weight. It is super light. Perfectly balanced. And you would think with this big chunky handle that it would be heavier in the handle. But it is not. It is so milled out. I've never seen anything this milled out before. These holes stick down, to the, well, you can see how far they stick down. And then the milling around them is all the way up to where this titanium in through here is very thin. And that's part of how you're getting this cool sound. It's almost like you've turned this handle, this frame, into a soundboard, kind of, by making it so thin that it can reverberate. I really love how it has the speed holes on one side, and then since you can't put speed holes in, you could put speed holes on the other side, but then you'd be seeing this liner lock insert. You wouldn't be seeing through it, you'd be seeing into that piece because it has a steel liner lock insert inside. So instead of doing speed holes, they did this kind of cool frag pattern. It's very nice, very grippy too, like really a great non-slip part of the frame. Now the pocket clip is very different looking. I've never seen one quite like that. It reminds me of like a bridge or something. It's very cool. I haven't tried it in my pocket. I guess I could do that. I think the DLC is pretty tough, so I don't want to scratch it for sure. Okay, yeah, it actually works pretty good. I have some pretty thick pocket material, and it's going in okay. I would like it to be a little more, just a tiny bit more of a ramp up there to get over your pocket. But it's going in. I almost have to kind of push out the pocket a little bit to get it to go in. But man, with just a little bit more height on that ramp up, it would be better. Look at that backspacer. That is really cool. I don't think I've seen a backspacer like that. The designer brought the tip all the way out to the end, so we're not wasting space. That tip comes right to the end. So it has pretty good ratios of the blade length to the handle length. Super comfortable, very comfortable, great ergos. Again, man, that sound, so good. It has, you could say that it has a little bit of a double clutch, but it's not the kind of double clutch that's annoying because you can actually still close it even when it clutches. So what they call the double clutch is that when you unlock the blade from being opened and locked open, you unlock it, and then let's say it falls this far and it hits the place where the detent ball is hitting the edge of the blade tang. So it's stopping right there, right? Now you can just push it past that point and it goes right past it, right? And then it's going to close. Or if you held the lock out of the way and then the blade went past that point, now the blade is not going to stop and there's no double clutch and it can just fall. But if you just hold it and it falls a little bit and then now you let it go, now it's hitting that point, okay? So that's what they call the double clutch on a knife, is when you think you have it to where you can close it, but now you try to get it to close and the blade bounces back up into lock. That happens a lot on some knives, right? And I can do that with this one. It can go back up to lock, but it could also do this. I can just have it here and then just throw it down and it closes. So to me, that's like a double clutch that doesn't hurt too much because you can learn how to quickly defeat it and just get it closed anyway. And it's almost like a feature. Like, you know, it's not going to fall on your thumb, although it already has this, the flipper tab stops it from falling and doing, you know, some kind of a cutting motion on you. So point being, it has a little bit of a double clutch, but it's not a bad thing because you can just close it anyway. Flipper tab works great. Thumb opening works terrific. Reverse flick works great. Now, aesthetically, this funky shaped thumb hole here bugs me. That's the only thing that is kind of like a detraction on this knife to me. But some people love it. You know, obviously a lot of people are buying it and they don't mind it at all. To me, I like a more symmetrical look. This is very kind of a natural, interesting look, but you know, not symmetrical. I would like it to be more symmetrical. I just like, you know, things to match up. Like if the blade came down here, or, you know, the top of the spine of the blade came down here and kind of matched this curve, then it would be fine. You know, but for me, I think I could get over that being as cool as the rest of the knife is. It's just so nice. Gigantic lanyard hole. Probably unnecessary, but why not? So it's kind of a short backspacer, although, you know, I don't know, 1/3 of the length of the handle, maybe almost half, something like that. What a great knife. I think these go for around 200 at the moment. Hopefully they'll come down a little bit. You know, a lot of times Kizer knives that are the titanium and the, you know, the nice ones like this will come down to the, you know, the 150s, the 160s anyway. Now, M390 and then the build quality of this thing, maybe it won't come down as much because it is, I think it's probably one of the Kizer's better built knives. Just really, really well done. I like the Kizer Hawk a lot. Now, I have to give this one back to the museum here, but I'm probably going to get one for myself because such a cool knife. Kizer Hawk. What a great one. Have a nice day.